All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with more Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We are at Season 1, Episode 13. It is called T.R.A.C.K.S. So full spoilers if you have not seen this episode. This episode felt just like either a mid-season finale or a season finale in and of itself. What starts out is just kind of an interesting premise episode, turns into like one of the biggest episodes of the year, and it's really good. This thing is jam-packed with greatness. So let's just jump in. So they get this lead to find Ian Quinn, and it's on a train. He's got this black box, and it's a perfect kind of spy movie scenario. You got to infiltrate the train undercover. Some are covert on the top. You got a whole bunch of things working, a lot of things at play, and we get Simmons realizing that when she was at the hub and shot Sitwell, that she's not good at improvising, but that she's great at preparation. And so she comes up with this great backstory, very, 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 very long backstory. That where she's playing a daughter of Coulson's character, and she's got an urn, and she's yelling at him about how he's never there and going to see prostitutes. And Coulson's face is so great. And then that's where we get the Stan Lee cameo. So first off, it's a train episode. It's an episode that has a random Stan Lee cameo, which was really nice. And so then they find their mark, and then she spills the ashes on the guy, and that gets them to see the dust, and then he takes it back to where he's going, and May can see the box, and then Coulson goes into the back and and Ward comes running at him, and they have to jump off the train because they've been made. And this guy throws this thing that seemingly teleports the train away. This is 9 minutes and 25 seconds in, and then they give us the main titles. I think that's the longest it's ever gone without giving us the titles. So that's crazy. I mean, that's like a quarter of your show is already been over. But then this basically becomes then it changes from a train heist episode to a POV episode where everybody gets their chance to show everything from their perspective. So we get to Ward. It's nice to know that Ward is an equal opportunity ass kicker. He'll punch a woman as much as he'll punch a man if he needs to. And he questioned it for a second, but I do like that. And that's where, everything just goes south straight away. So, they knew. This couldn't just be Ward blew his cover. I mean, they were already on top of it. So then we get to see that his version of things play out as they get off the train. They find May's goggles. They think she's not on the train, so they're got to go find a way back to the plane. They get to the car that's been hot wired, and they don't. Okay, so they go, well, I guess it's just there. But I love the little details that show why all the things were happening all at once, like May finding the car, and then getting taken by the guy from the Boondock Saints. The guy who played the main villain in the Boondock Saints is our corrupt cop from Italy here. So she gets taken and hung up and thrown water on her. What a hard scene to have to film, I imagine. Being hung up there and having water thrown on you every take, because it probably took a while to shoot. So she's hanging there while people are throwing water in her face. So it shows the kind of commitment that Ming-Na Wen has. She's so great. She is so great. I mean, god dang, man, does she look great. And speaking of her, this is the episode where things start to get personal for May and Ward. And now that Coulson knows and is involved, he lays it out for Ward pretty extremely. But hey, they're breaking protocol. So, if you're gonna knock boots, you know, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences, I guess. But also in that scene, you get them trying to work the hollow pad or whatever you want to call it, the little computer that like Tony Stark computer type thing, and that's really funny because Brett Dalton plays it so straight. Like it's not like a comedic thing. Like it's funny because he's really trying. And they're absolute confusion, him and Coulson, of how to make any of it work. That's another really funny scene. So it's like this episode is also really, really funny. And then you get things from Fitz and Sky's perspective and how they see what's going on, and they get their chance to go after Quinn. This is also where they figure out that they took the idea for the night gun and turned it into the thing that they threw at Coulson, which doesn't camouflage the train. It doesn't teleport the train. It freezes. It knocks you out. It makes you lose time, which is actually pretty cool. So everybody's now headed back towards the little villa. Ward and Coulson have made it back to the plane. That's when dude from Boondock Saints shows up, gets stabbed in the back by May. We know that he was the one torturing her. And then, everybody starts to have a little bit of conversation, which doesn't really make sense because they're in the middle of a mission and things need to happen fast. There's always time for the relationship stuff, though, right? But then we get to Sky, and we find out that finds Mike Peterson. Well, they take her, she gets caught, and they show her Mike Peterson. And we already know, if you've seen the last episode, Mike's under the control of the clairvoyant. It's a silly name, and I just still feel like I'm pretty sure I'm going to be underwhelmed when I find out that this clairvoyant, this all powerful clairvoyant, when we finally meet it, her, him, whatever, it's just not going to live up to the hype. But that Mike's under the control of the clairvoyant, so she's sitting there talking to no one. Now, it would help if maybe he just said a few things, like instead of just giving her the 1,000-yard Clint Eastwood stare, he could just say, "Look, man, these guys got me, man. All right, they got me under, a strong arm in me, and I can't stop. All right, so just stop looking at me like that." But he doesn't say anything. He just sits there like staring at her. And I mean, maybe he's just too afraid to say anything that might get him or his son killed at all. But I don't know, man. Do something with your eyes. Like, I don't know. But what we get here, I really like, because this shows Quinn, like real Quinn, man. And, he's not going to do his own dirty work. So he's getting the leg effect, by the way, looks fantastic for TV. That was really cool. And we are getting the final stages of Deathlock started here with now he's got the leg. So all he needs is some of the other cool gadgets too. But you think that, Quinn's doing that whole thing. You can't hurt me. I can't hurt you. But can you hurt her? And he tells him, that's not my mission, and takes off. And, so you're like, oh, this is all good. Like, all right. And then Quinn just fucking turns the gun on Sky and shoots her. And does that another close-up, shoots her in the... So Sky is shot twice by Quinn, who's saying he's sorry. But, I mean, Quinn's a businessman. He's not a killer. Well, he doesn't kill people himself. So this actually being forced to do it by the clairvoyant, it's unnatural for him, but he did it anyway, so... That'll give everybody a reason to hate him even more, especially when Deathlock finishes taking out the Italians. And they all come running in. And they get Quinn, and Quinn is going to be fucked. Because once they find Sky and put her in the hyperbaric chamber finally, Quinn's in big, big trouble. And Deathlock was not supposed to engage shield and takes off. They do the close-up on his leg, confirming that it's Project Deathlock written on the side of his leg. So that's really cool for anybody that maybe at the time was thinking maybe he's not Deathlock or they're not going to call him Deathlock. I guess giving him that like little label is a way for them to just still call him Mike. It's like we know who he is. They don't have to say the name. But this really was an amazing episode. And so many great things. This had everything. And it just makes me miss the times of season 1 before we got really hardcore into the mythology episodes, where every episode had to do with the overarching theme of the season that they were going for, whether it's the Inhumans or if it's the thing that Fitz makes. Why can't I remember it? The simulation, the Matrix life that they had with Ava. Or when they're in space, it's all about immediacy. We don't have these episodes anymore, really, of just episode to episode to episode, moving the story slowly along and not necessarily moving the mythology, but getting our characters to grow. That happened a lot in season 1, and I don't remember it being as such going forward as prevalent as it was in season 1. Maybe season 2 as well, but when we get there, we'll talk about it then. So anyway, this was again, it's probably my new favorite episode of the season, at least in the top 5. So yeah, if you like this video, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Gun Review saying we will be back with episode 14 later on today. I did record a MCU Avengers Age of Ultron video, but I forgot to do my audio. So now I have to re-record that. So that'll be coming up later again as well. We've got Walking Dead, it's a new episode. We got American God Season 2's premiere. Tomorrow we got Deadly Class. And yeah, so tons of stuff happening on the channel. So if you want to check out anything, just check out any of the playlists that I have in my channel. And that's it. So have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye.